So you further stressing yourself physically on top of the fact that you're already mentally stressed out, it is not going to help because your body is going to be in a state where it wants to survive.
Hey Alex,
Hey man, what's up?
do you mind asking you some questions?
Yeah, sure, go for it.
What is the number one thing that comes to your mind when a person who eats pretty clean, sleeps pretty well, and trains consistently, and yet still can't get a decent lean body shape?
Okay, so a couple of things going on there, right? Let's first look at this person's training age and biological age. So if this person is, an older individual, when I say older, I mean, 35, 40, 45 and up, okay? I would actually recommend this person go get his or her blood work done, right? So you wanna make sure that hormonally you're in a good place and there are things going on in your body that's working efficiently and not impeding your progress, right? So you wanna know that all of that is going well. And the second thing that I would look at for an individual like this is actually to take a closer look at his or her nutritional habits. Now, a lot of people will say, yes, I eat really healthily, clean foods, high quality stuff, organically sourced, and that's all well and good. But if you have, if you're paying a lot of attention to your micros and you have a lot of good food, a lot of healthy foods in excess, it's still going to be excess calories. So if you're eating way too many calories for you, then your ideal goal of maybe leaning out or losing weight is not going to be achieved, right? So, too many calories is just too many calories. It's that simple. So we want to make sure that you somehow, maybe you keep a food log, maybe you're understanding how many calories you're having a day, regardless of whether it's high quality foods, before we can actually come to a decision or a point where we say, oops, that's just too much food for you and you're not going to lose any weight, because it doesn't matter how much you're exercising or expanding in a day, is just too many calories. So those are the first two things that I would look at an individual who is not somehow getting to his or her goal. The one other thing that I would look at that I didn't mention is stress levels, right? So you're saying that this person, claims to be sleeping well, and let's say he does, he or she does. This person's lifestyle may be out of whack, right? He or she may have a high stress job, or maybe it's home. Maybe shit's going down at home that is causing this person to be really, really stressed out. Now, if this person is consistently stressed, and maybe this person is also going to group classes, or exercising in a way that is very, very stressful, like maybe he or she's doing a lot of HIIT sort of workouts, or doing a lot of, 3 RMs, 1 rep max kind of sessions where, you're putting your body through a lot of stress. It's not going to help, right? So you further stressing yourself physically on top of the fact that you're already mentally stressed out, it is not going to help because your body is going to be in a state where it wants to survive, and fat loss and muscle gain isn't really on top of that list of priorities. So those are the 3 things I look at: blood work, really zooming in on your nutrition, and watching your stress levels. These are things I would look for if the client says, I do everything well and I eat well and I sleep well and I don't understand why I'm not, hitting my goals. So those are my 2 cents.
I was consuming really little fat when I just started my dieting because I thought lesser fat will accelerate my weight loss progress. Initially, I do see some results, but my body chose to stall after 10 days. Why is that so?
Okay, so starting your fitness journey, you lowered your fat content, perhaps from researching on the internet, or speaking to a physique coach, and they'll say lower your fat intake from whatever it was, maybe it was 150 grams per day down to about 70, 60, maybe even 50 grams of fat per day. So that initial weight loss that you experienced came simply from a decrease in calories, right? Total calories. So when you have decreased calories over a day, over a week, 2 weeks, 2 months, you are going to experience weight loss or body fat loss in your case. Now, what's going to happen is after some time in that state, your body is going to adapt to the new low that you've subjected to, which is not a bad thing. The human body is a very smart, intelligent being, but you're going to see almost a plateau or a stall with your fat loss, your weight loss, whatever it is. And so that's very, very common amongst a lot of people who put themselves through a diet or nutrition program. Physique athletes consistently see that plateau. And what we need to do with a person like yourself or a client like this is to actually include what is called refeeds, right? Or diet breaks that will help, it's almost keeping the body guessing and not allowing yourself to come to a state of homeostasis where you totally adapt to your new low. This is also the reason, interestingly, why there are some people out there who eat, 800, 900, even 700 calories a day, almost nothing, and they can't seem to lose weight. It's just that simple. The body's adapted to that, and you're not going to lose any more weight. You're not going to lose any more body fat, and you still don't look great. So typically in those instances, we try to get the client to do what is called reverse dieting. Now, that is a whole video for another time, but those are my thoughts in a nutshell.
With the kind of low fat intake, I think I tend to develop some bad bowel movements, aka constipation. Is that the reason for causing it?
Yeah, in a way, yes. When you lower your fat content, a lot of things happen. So not just weight loss, body fat loss, but hormonally, your body thrives on having a very good amount of fat. Now, when you lower it to a point where you start losing weight, and maybe it's just too quick, maybe that amount of fat is just too low for you. Your body is not going to cooperate in other ways. So you want to make sure that, when you're dieting, a lot of people do this, right? They lower their body fat and then they go on this chicken breast, broccoli, they eat super clean. The problem with that is you might lack certain nutrients that help with, your gut, the process of going to the bathroom. And a lot of people who diet very hard, very strictly, would have that same problem, right? Constipated. Some of them even feel like their stomachs feel like it's always rock hard. Not from abs, but just from feeling like their food just sits in there. Which is a whole different subject about gut health, and your journey, your process of dieting should not put you in a bad place where you can't even go poop, right? So we basically need to find ways for our clients like yourself, not just to say, hey, we want to get you to really low body fats. We want to do it in a good way, right? In a healthy way. So you might want to look into rejigging the amount of fat you're taking in, or it may be adding a bit more fiber into your diet.
Another question, it is something that I noticed kind of interesting. Digestive enzymes, very interesting stuff. I realized that you tend to ask plenty of your clients to take this together with their meals, especially for those who are in the weight loss journey. Is there any reason behind it?
Okay, so conveniently, we've got this product here. It's from Thorne. It's called BPP, which stands for betaine, pepsin, and pancreatin. Now, I like using this product, and I recommend that a lot of people use their product, because specifically this one, not just for weight loss clients, but for anyone who has issues or a thought process that I'm bloating, I've got gas, I'm constipated, stuff like that, right? Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull this out from the internet. Okay, so we use this, right, digestive enzymes, because consistently poor digestion produces a number of health problems like gas, bloating, nutrient malabsorption, diarrhea, and vitamin deficiencies, right? One common reason for having these problems is advanced aging. So the older you get, the less hydrochloric acid you secrete, and illness or the overuse of antacids, right? A lot of you guys use antacids out there. So what we're looking at is that hydrochloric acid secretion in the stomach does a couple of positives, right? It assists protein digestion. It renders the stomach sterile against ingested pathogens. It inhibits undesirable overgrowth in the small intestine, and it encourages the flow of bile and pancreatic enzymes, right? So it also facilitates absorption of a number of nutrients, including folate, vitamin B12, ascorbic acid, beta carotene, iron, and forms of calcium, magnesium, and zinc. Okay, so studies have shown that HCl secretion in the stomach declines with age and overuse of antacid products. So if you are one of those folks, this is something that you really want to look into. I use this personally daily, and it really helps with my overall health, especially when it comes to stuff with regards to the gut.